attempt to recap 3 weeks ago at this point. If not, I can take care of it.
Something about monkeys.
Yeah, why don't you just handle it? We had our rumble in the enclosure, but in terms of the specifics, I do not recall.
Yeah. I have Einstein 11, the Elder Seer of the Apes. They got a hockey stick for Seer staff. Kinda not cool. Boar 21, Elder of the Ape Tribe, Head of the Greenhouse, not cool.
Yep. Solid notes.
Yeah, sort of nailed it.
You you met with Boar 21. You had been sent there by Largo saying, hey, he's got to approve of everything. And after meeting with Boar 21, it was fairly clear that he wasn't going to approve of shit, and neither was Einstein, because they were both very much in the conservative, stick to the ways of the Watchers camp. So much so that just your mentioning, hey, we got to group together and get the fuck out of here and help each other, was enough for Boar 21 to have you all taken prisoner. You were taken to a small cell where you waited for the evening, whereupon you all were kind of put on a sort of a trial. But in the end, convinced a fairly large portion of the ape tribe that none of this was in their best interest, not listening to the Watchers, not things staying how they were. And backed up by Largo, there was essentially, I mean, technically it was a bloodless coup, kind of. There was fighting. There are a few apes who are unconscious, injured. There were a few fatalities. Boar was not among them. He is alive, although he is in custody. Einstein 11, who took no part in the fighting, is not in custody, but has expressed that this is a bad move for the ape tribe, that what you all have done will have severe negative repercussions. And that although he has not seen, the full destruction of the ape tribe or anything like that, he has seen the pain that is to come. With Boar 21 taken captive, you all have retired, or returned, really, to the greenhouse, where Largo, who brought with her a small cadre of not just gorillas like herself, but a mix of members of the ape tribe as a whole, has brought you here to be able to finish out the night, but also to clarify exactly what it was that you all wanted. And convinced by your answer, gave you a point of contact, a gorilla named Johnson 4, who would be essentially your point of contact for the cell within the ape tribe, thus completing your resistance operation of recruiting a cell within the apes. All of this was not unnoticed by the Watchers, however. During the conflict with Boar 21 and the more conservative members of the ape tribe, there were a handful of drones that did descend to watch over you and then leave. They did not shoot, they did not partake. They simply watched, saw everything that was happening, and flew away. Whether to bring forces en masse or simply to report back, you have no way to know. And so we find ourselves back in the much more humid environment, very lush and green greenhouse of the ape tribe on the smaller of the two islands. You are standing in much the same spot where you met Boar 21 previously, at the far end of the greenhouse, farthest away from the main doors that you would have come in, standing near the bulk of the banana trees that grow within this area where Boar 21 liked to spend his time. Largo and her apes are still there, as is the gorilla Johnson 4, to whom you have been introduced. I don't remember if I actually put him into him. I never moved all my posts from important links to important NPCs, so he is not in there, but I will put that up later. It is evening. You have just not escaped. You have just finished that conflict. Your things have been returned to you. Ringo and Pluto 53 are both with you here in the greenhouse, looking, at least in Pluto's case, a little rattled, but no worse for the wear. A few bumps, a few bruises, but nothing life-threatening. How are you all looking, and what is your next step? Or do you have any questions or anything that you might need from Largo? Or anything that you wanted to do here in the greenhouse?
Uh, I think I just want to go help some of the injured apes out there. Uh,
Largo assures you that the injured apes are being seen to, but if you'd like to assist them, she can have one of her associates take you to them. She figured you might need some
Yeah,
rest, but- Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna go to assist them.
Okay.
Mhm.
A fairly sizable chimpanzee takes you out of the greenhouse back over, not far away from where you are. I mean, you can see on the islands in the lake picture that the greenhouse on the far left is not far from the pit enclosure where you all had your air quotes on the words trial, where anybody who's hurt is still laid out.
Yeah, I'm gonna be helping with the recovery effort right here. That's what I'm gonna be up to. I don't know what everybody else is.
Are we okay? I mean, Gamma is uninjured, but are either of you injured?
I'm injured, but I want to help the people first.
Mm,
Hewlett's fine.
okay.
Actually, I think Largo was pretty messed up, if I remember correctly. Okay, Alchemy, I have to go to the other scene to see her stats. Nope, no I don't. Never mind. I was in the correct scene already. I remember how to use this thing. Surely I do.
Sure.
Yeah, she's a little injured, but not deathly so.
Well,
Look,
I'm helping people. She want to get here? Come on.
she has expressed her interest in staying here in the greenhouse. She is here to answer any questions and do any discussion that you may have. She continues to have questions for you about the resistance. Largely being new to the resistance, she's asking things like, basically how it works. How are you going to contact us? What do you need us to do? Sorry, hold on one second. Sorry, I'm back. Just stuff with Otis. And between you and I mean, Ringo knows a little bit more about the operations of the resistance than the rest than y'all do, but you certainly have Truefought's attention very well, so you all are able to fill in those questions. The one that she asked that I leave to you to answer is just, well, how did y'all get mixed up in all of this?
Well, we, for various reasons, we all went looking for it. I will leave it up to the others to explain why they made the choices they did, but I have always felt that although the humans obviously aren't here, they're still somewhere, and that this elaborate system has all been set up by them to train us, prepare us, make sure we were ready for the larger world to join them. And I still believe the resistance is the best way for us to move forward towards that goal, to be reunited with them. I hear tell there are rumors being circulated, some right here in this tribe, that the Watchers have captured a living human being. That can't be a coincidence. So it just reinforces my desire and my decision to join the resistance. And I'm glad to count you among our allies now.
She turns to look over at Gamma.
For me, um, uh, long story short, I suppose, they took my wife, and I'm going to kill all of them now.
Oh, I'm very sorry to hear that. Many of us here have, I mean, we're smaller than some of the other tribes, but many of us here have still suffered at the hands of the Watchers, lost loved ones, seen them taken away, never to be returned. That's quite the task you've set for yourself.
We can't do it alone.
You really think that might be possible?
I don't know, but I'm willing to try. If it prevents another person from experiencing what I did, then I think that's worth fighting for.
And what about you? As you are bandaging her up, we don't normally see your kind. You don't usually leave your habitat, your warrens. What brings
Uh,
a rabbit to Ape Town across the river?
I joined the resistance, but I wish to unify the people of this land. So I have to go out and I have to go meet the people, be a part of it. So that's why I'm here. I want to meet everybody I can, help as much as I can, and get us all connected.
Well, that- you've certainly taken great steps for that here. I can only imagine if you are willing to keep putting yourselves in danger like this, that this valley might be all the better for it. I will leave you all to your rest. If you need anything, there will be somebody either outside or in here with you for your own protection. You understand? You're welcome to wave them off, but just in case any of Boar's followers try to do something stupid, I don't imagine they will. But well, better safe than sorry. I think we all agree. I'm sure you want to report back to whoever it is you report to that your mission is a success. Please, if or when you do that, please pass along my personal thanks, my appreciations that we were thought of when it came to building up this resistance and saving all of us.
Certainly. And I don't know about the others, but I certainly won't be waving off any protection. It's much
Oh
appreciated.
no, keep them around, please.
Well, if you need anything, just let somebody know and it can be arranged. There's plenty of food in here for you. Although, do remember that it has to feed the whole tribe, so. Oop, oop. Do remember that it has to feed the whole tribe, so we'd appreciate it if.
Oh,
Just
absolutely.
keep that in mind.
Hmm.
Um, feel free to whatever you want to see in here or the island. If you want an escort, you just let somebody know and they'll make arrangements. If you need to speak to me, I will be back. I'll be back on the other island, just getting the. Well, there's a lot to do with forming a new council, setting up new elections, getting everything ready for our new government. I don't. We're not gonna. I don't want to. I don't want to be seen as a conqueror. You understand? I don't want them to think that I deposed Borge to put myself in charge. So
Mm.
we're going to be getting on that as soon as possible. I'm hoping y'all might be willing to bear witness when it's all decided.
When do you think that might be?
It'll need to be quick. I'm imagining probably sometime tomorrow.
Oh,
Can't we can't get all the decisions made that need to be made without a council in place. You understand? She bids you one more good night. Most of the apes that came with her follow her out the doors of the greenhouse, but for a pair of chimps that stand by the door, you all are left in the fairly sizable greenhouse. Trees all around you, various shelves full of plants and things, and the glass a little fogged up, but you can still kind of make out the stars ahead, not ahead, above. Uh, Most of the fires from the pit where your trial took place have been snuffed or extinguished, um, removing some of the light and making it easier to see up into the sky. What is your plan, if any, for the evening?
I'm
do you
probably
think
just
when she's
gonna eat some food and rest up a little.
hmm, do you think when she said they'll help us with anything, um, do you think she meant that they could get us guns?
No, I don't believe they even have guns.
Yeah, I mean, on the one hand, I think that if they had a cache of weapons here, they would certainly be willing to share some of them with us. But I don't think it's very likely that they have firearms.
Hmm.
We can certainly ask, though. So, sounds like you've got Haley on your mind.
Well, always.
Hmm. Well, I'm real sorry about that. I I'm curious though, do you see the resistance as a tool to help you get revenge for what the Watchers did for them taking her from you?
I wanted to fight back, to fight against them, do something. They were the only. I mean, they're the
Hmm,
only game in town.
that they are.
I don't feel like I'm using them, but our goals are aligned.
Well, I mean, they certainly are, and we're lucky to have you. I'm lucky to have you. I um I guess I'm just nervous about what happens when the resistance goals and your goals are no longer aligned. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Well, they wish to stop the Watchers, and they fight for the people. Uh, I don't see how they differ wildly.
Oh well, I mean, I don't either, and I hope that day never comes. But you know me, I'm just a nervous sort, and I'd
Hmm.
wonder what happens if there comes a situation where maybe what's strategically best in the moment for the resistance is to withdraw and regroup, right? But
Ah,
that
you
that
mean
does that.
sort of a Ginkgo's choice situation.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Somebody give that man a
I
Benny.
I I don't know. I hadn't.
Well, let me be clear, right? I hope it doesn't come to that. Um, I don't want to have to
It
be put
shouldn't.
in a situation to choose either. But um, how, how much do you believe that they've still got her and that she's still alive? Is this it, do we think this is just revenge, or do we think there's a possibility that there could be a rescue mission here?
I don't believe the Watchers lie. I'm not sure if they could lie. But that doesn't mean they're telling the truth. It's also complicated. I didn't really think of any of this. Before, there wasn't hope.
Hmm.
I mean, they said they have her. We know that sometimes people do come back, even if they are different, but that means that they keep them.
Question: how long has she been gone?
The timeline is intentionally fuzzy, I believe. But I think I think my headcanon was like years and years, but I think it's only been like a fairly short time. Like 2 to 5 years, something like that. But it's fuzzy.
You tell me.
Yeah, I think like a while, right? For me, I feel because like Emma's elder, right? I feel like this was happening like when he was younger, right? Is when this would have happened. So I want to say, I mean, I don't know how long our characters live, um, but I think like 10 plus years is probably what feels right for like Gamma to have um it's not that he's moved on, but it's not a like open wound, right? That wears him down every day, right? He obviously thinks about it, but he's. I think it's his personality says that it's been long enough, So yeah, I think like 10 plus.
That's quite a long time.
A long time of them doing who knows what.
You think she's the same person after 10 years?
I'm not the same person.
Yeah, true.
I want the resistance to succeed. And I want us all to make it to the valley. but I want to get the imp and get into a labyrinth and find Haley.
Well,
I'm
look, buddy, if this were just about revenge and extracting as much pain as they caused, I would wish you the best of luck, but tell you that the needs of the resistance had to come first. But as long as we think, as long as you think there's a chance that this is a rescue mission, I don't see how that can be anything but our highest priority.
Gamma starts to openly cry.
Oh, buddy, give him a hug.
I know I can be trouble, and I know that it's not easy, but I would never have gotten this far without you. All of you.
Likewise. Here, I have. Look, I got this from my pack. You can use this for the snot that's starting to accumulate. I'm clearly just using the sleeve of my jacket. I did not get anything out of my pack.
Oh, nice. High quality. A few weeks ago, months ago, days ago. I mean, even the idea of fighting back in the way we were talking would seem ludicrous. Absolutely suicide, but it doesn't exactly feel that way. I mean, it doesn't not feel that way, but
Look, I agree. It feels like there's a real chance for the first time, at least in my lifetime.
Okay. Anything else anyone is getting up to tonight? If not, you can. Ringo and Pluto are here with you. You can settle in for for your rest for the evening. There is plenty of food and water, so you do not need to mark anything for yourselves unless you need to mark food to heal or water to heal fatigue.
All right. I got a doubt. Who's trying to snuggle?
Found a snuggle. Who are you snuggling with?
I'm down for whoever, so.
I was going to say, it sounds like since you're the therapist, you need a mirror you can sit in front of. Give yourself a little therapy. Do the old Stuart Smalley. Well, I may be dating I don't know that anyone gets that reference.
I know what you're talking
I
about.
don't.
It's an old
But
Saturday
I
Night Live
don't
sketch.
know. Okay.
Yeah,
Basically,
If you make a Saturday Night Live sketch to anything, just assume I don't know it. 'Cause
Okay,
I've never watched
yeah.
it.
basically the bit was there's this like sort of little weird self-help guru that whenever he was trying to help people, he'd always start breaking down himself in the middle of it. right? And start crying. And he'd turn around and look at himself in the mirror and say, I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me. As his daily affirmation.
Not daily affirmations. The joke is daily affirmations.
Yeah.
Do you want the do you want the teddy bear?
If if you're down to give it to me,
It's still a little wet, hasn't dried out all the way.
don't worry. I'll change that.
Wait, didn't you say you have doubt?
Doubt, yes. Is it doubt or confusion that changes?
Well, doubt is damage to your wits. Instinct or confusion is damage to your. I'm sorry, confusion is damage to your instinct.
So you have doubt. You have wits damage.
Yes.
Okay,
Oh,
that just requires sleep. That does not require the teddy bear. No, I'm sorry, I have that backwards. Confusion is damage to your wits. Doubt is damage to your instinct. I will remember these one day we've been playing. So yeah, if you have doubt damage, you'll need the teddy bear. I apologize.
All right. Yeah, it's fine. I
Almost
guess
got
I
him
can.
free.
Oh no, I'm sorry. You mean the teddy? Okay, that's just a confusion on my part. My bad. I thought
Nah,
maybe there's
you
some
good.
nickname
Now we can make it like a group thing. Come
situation
on.
happening.
Come
You
lay
want
down.
like you want like a dog pile sort of situation?
I'm gonna like
Ugh.
lean my leg over the both of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Either way, we're fading to black as you
Yeah,
all
great,
rest for the
great.
evening.
Exceptional
I will-
editorial decision.
I will allow you all to decide in your own minds how that rest plays out.
Exceptional editorial decision.
Don't worry, I got a fan fiction account. You guys will hear about it soon.
I'm so glad I get the notifications.
Had time to try to drink. Okay. Okay. As the little light that is permeating this place begins to fade, the candles inside burning themselves out, the lights being turned off, you all settle in to rest. This is certainly more comfortable for some of you than it is for others. This place, like I said, is hot and humid.
Ugh.
You are sleeping in a greenhouse.
So good. Luxurious.
I was going to say, Ringo and Gamma, you're loving this. This kind of reminds you of the domes in the terrarium, as a matter of fact.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you with longer fur, it's
It's
probably
pretty
not
miserable.
nearly as comfortable.
Yeah, it's real
But-
bad.
You said it was humid. And
Yeah.
You know all that.
Yeah,
I was looking forward to that anyway. I'm done. Last one for the night. I'm cut off.
Okay. Mark any healing, mark any supplies, yada yada. It is partway through the evening. You all have been resting for about 4 or 5 hours. The sun is not quite up, although you can kind of tell that there is just a hint of lightening, not lightning, to the sky as it. You are maybe an hour or two from sunrise point. The two chimpanzees who had been guarding you have been replaced by a pair of gorillas who now stand one to either side of the doorway,
we should probably go. We don't want to overstay our welcome too long.
But we're supposed to see, our friend, our girl, her ascension.
Largo.
Mm-hmm.
Ringo is readjusting his coat, just standing up, starting to put his scavengers hoard in place, and just stops for a moment, stretches, and points to kind of a far wall away from where you all are resting. Just a little shelf, one of those shelf units that has a number of the those little like plastic trays that you start seeds in. It says, "Hey, any of you know what that thing is?" And he's pointing to something beyond those shelves. There's no real sightline to it from when you had come in. It's kind of hidden from where you are staying, but if you wander around or explore, you might stumble on it. She says, I noticed it earlier when I was looking around, but I got no clue. Seems seems a little out of place for a greenhouse.
I go look at what he is talking about.
He is pointing at a small table, maybe 3-ish feet, 3-foot table or so. Sitting on top of which are a trio of small metal boxes. The one in the center has a number of knobs on it, dials, and a number of small clear screens with a single hand that just sort of sits at various numbers. There is one that has a series of lights just up and down this metal box, and one that looks sort of, kind of, but not quite like the front of your megaphone, Hugh. Sitting in front of all of 3 of those is a metal stand of some sort, maybe a foot high with something on it. Looks, again, not entirely not entirely unlike the megaphone. You all can make comprehend rolls.
Comprehend.
I imagine that first one is not getting pushed.
Ooh, I got 1 success.
I'm not touching nothing.
Hugh and Gamma, you both recognize this is some sort of radio, which is weird because there's not a whole lot of electricity here on the island. There's no generator like you've seen in the Dog Tribes area, and you know that this thing requires power. Hugh, with 2 successes, you also understand this thing is on. It's not transmitting, but it's clear that someone has been keeping this not only in good shape, but probably has been using it. Maybe even recently, since it's still on.
And we only just now notice it. Like, it was not there beforehand.
The area that it is in is sort of concealed.
Mm.
Is the only reason that it has not been noticed. And you all
Okay.
came in, you had your conversation, just sort of settled in, picked some food, without having actively looked around this place. It would have been very easy to never know it was not there, to never know it was here.
Gotcha.
Whoever has been using it has clearly also been concealing it.
That
What is
that can't be what I
is that
think
a
it is.
turntable?
What's a turntable?
I seen some depictions of the humans it was something like it was DJ Herc or something like that.
Dude, are you
Uh,
coming for me? Like, what is this all about?
it was the
Take your
perfect
shot?
time. Like,
God damn
this is the perfect time.
asshole.
DJ Herc. Hmm.
Look, do you think it's possible that they were in communication with the Watchers? That 421 was working with, or at least in conjunction with, the Watchers?
Well, there's only one way to find out.
I know it's a radio. Do I know how to operate it if I know what it is?
Yeah, you have succeeded in your comprehend roll. There's a
And
big button in front of the microphone. You've seen Hugh use his megaphone. It's not entirely dissimilar.
Adam, do you have a question? Sound like it.
no, the question was answered. I was just going to ask whether or not it's a two-way radio, but given the fact that there's a microphone, it is clearly a two-way radio.
Yeah, I think I reach out and slowly push the microphone a little bit in your direction, Hugh. I'd depress the button on the microphone and just, hello?
There is static for a few moments. There doesn't seem to be a response immediately.
Press it again and say hello again, and wait a few more minutes, and then press the button again and Moon River. Just wait.
There is another moment of static before a somewhat mechanical voice answers. It's not quite as mechanical as one of the watchers one of the sentinels that you've heard. Sentinels that you've heard, or the drones. It's a little bit smoother and just says, "This is not Subject Boar 21. To whom are we speaking?"
Boar 21 was injured, and he asked us to inform you.
Please make your report. Test subject.
Jeff 33. I don't really have much to report. The Boar 21 got in an argument with some of the other apes, and it got physical, and he got injured, but they're tending to him. He just didn't know, I guess, if he'd be back in time, or how bad things were, so he just wanted to make sure somebody knew. So now you know. Jeff 33 out.
Jeff 33 is not a known designation. We are aware of the change in leadership in the ape enclosure. Assistance is on its way.
Oh, that's great news. Hey, you're breaking up. I'm losing. Yeah, I can't even. Okay. We'll meet. Um, and how big is this thing? Can I jam it in my pack?
I mean, it's fairly sizable. It is like an old style
Mhm.
3-piece radio. You could definitely pick it up. It's plugged into the wall. It does come in 3 pieces plus the microphone.
Mhm.
It would essentially count as a heavy item. It would take 2 lines.
Let me see what I'm dealing with here. Four, seven. Yeah, I'm gonna take that radio.
Okay.
And also, as I'm like jamming this stuff in my pack and rearranging things, um, look, we gotta let everybody know that there's big trouble coming.
We should tell our friend, Key Largo.
Yeah, Largo is key to this whole operation. We should definitely tell them.
Hmm. And then leave.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the worst idea. Unfortunately, I don't know, man. We can't all swim like you can.
We can't stay here.
Yeah, I'd recommend leaving by the boat.
Oh, I
Swimming's a
gotcha.
bit overrated.
Wow. Coming from you, that's crazy.
Okay, the waters here are dangerous. I did not have a good swim earlier.
Oh man, you must be a great swimmer to have put up the act that you did.
Well, I
Okay,
mean,
well, yeah,
I'm okay.
no, if you say so, we'll definitely take the boat.
Okay, let's get our stuff. Scoop this radio. um. Put some fruit in the pocket and get out of here. Let's go tell the girl.
Okay. By fruit in the
Can we
pocket,
leave
how
a message?
many grubs of food are you or grubs of food? Rations of grub are you grabbing? I guess I really just make sure you note it down.
I would like to take an actual mechanical like ration of water.
Okay. That can be done.
But I was gonna like thematically take like a piece of fruit. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I would.
Can we just leave a message with one of the chimps that's here?
Well, we could, but you know, we were invited.
The Watchers are on their way right now.
We should well, we should inform her of that, and at the same time, you know, we'll just check it out. But I agree, we should be moving.
And we're walking, we're walking.
Walking. This is not a radio in our backpack.
You pass through the doors, pass by the two. I think I said at this point that they were gorillas who look down and fall in behind you, essentially, since their job is to keep you all safe. You can make your way across the bridge that separates the two islands into the large building where you had seen where Largo told you she would be, where you had kind of had to pass through to meet her. And you can actually see that the area normally set up for trade for the merchants has been cleared out, and there are a number of there are a number of tables of apes, all engaging in animated discussion, as it is clear that they are beginning the process, not necessarily of voting, but of trying to figure out who should serve on the council. It is crowded in here with most of, you would guess at least the majority, like at least half of the tribe crammed into, while it is a sizable space, and there are in fact some apes hanging from the rafters and having animated discussions that way, it is a crush of bodies in here. There is a small platform dais that is looks like it was maybe set up for people to speak at later. But on it there are a number of small clusters of apes, including Largo. Largo, even in all of this, it's very easy to pick out. She is huge. She is taller than basically every other member of this tribe. Assuming you head straight for her, the two gorillas falling still behind you. She looks a little surprised, but gestures for you all to join her. I hadn't expected y'all up this early. We haven't even finished picking candidates yet. There's still a lot to do. I hope
The
you've
Watchers are
had
on their
some
way.
breakfast. I'm sorry, the what?
The Watchers, they're on their way.
How could you possibly know that?
We seen one of their drones circling overhead on the greenhouse, and then it appeared off. That's what they usually do.
We've had drones here regularly for some time, like they've been doing regular reconnaissance here.
You
We
didn't
found
have
a
us here.
I'll open
We
the
found
pack
a-
a little bit. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, you open the pack, and I'll point and say
we found a device that someone was using to speak to the Watchers, pass along information. We've taken it so it can't be used against you anymore.
Face darkens. Where did y'all find that?
It was hidden in the greenhouse.
Why don't y'all come with me? And she breaks away without waiting for an answer and begins kind of shoving her way through the rest of the apes to a path
Oh shit.
from personal experience leads up to the cell that is on top of this building. Are you going to follow her, or
Oh
are
my
you going to let
goodness.
her go?
Yeah, I mean,
We follow.
yeah.
Following in her wake, it is much easier to move through the crowd when you are following an exceptionally large gorilla who is clearly very pissed. Leads you through the room, up the stairs, onto the roof, towards the little kind of cupola cell where you all were kept right before your trial. Just barges her way through the door, startling the two guards that are inside. Another pair of gorillas like the ones that are continuing to follow you. And located in a cell that you all formerly occupied last night is Boar 21 and a handful of other orangutans. They also startle at the noise of the door being knocked open, and within a moment, Largo has sort of reached through the bars and grabbed a hold of Boar. You better start explaining yourself now. Look, you, tell him what you found.
We found your radio, Boar.
There is a very drawn out pause before Borges sort of starts laughing. Well, if you found my radio, then you know what's coming. I wasn't about to have your trial without some sort of guarantee. I called them last night. You think you and your friends here, Largo, you think that you've earned something, you've won something, but this will be a very short-lived revolution. The Watchers are our protectors. Always have been, always will be. Surprised, he looks over at the group of you. Surprised any of you managed to find that thing. It's been in that greenhouse ever since we landed here, ever since we were brought up here, ever since we lived here. And only the leader of the orangutans has ever known it's there. Well, I'll be putting that back soon enough, I imagine.
Are there other captives in here with Boar 21, or is it just Boar 21 and us?
No, there are other captives. There's a handful of orangutans, like I said.
I don't think you understand what's going on right now. It doesn't matter if you kill us. We're going to come back. There's going to be more of the resistance. We're going to continue this fight. You didn't win the day. You didn't win the war. You're in jail. And you're so lucky to be alive right now. But we got to get the fuck out of here.
Shoves him hard backwards. Yes, I imagine it's best if we get you to the pier. Galileo is there. He can get you back across. Hopefully, whatever is on its way. She is cut off mid-sentence as there is the sound of an explosion and a just absolute clamor of noise from below you, where the ape tribe has gathered to vote on their new future. The building that you are in, the whole thing kind of rocks with whatever hit.
I knew we should have fucking left earlier. I knew we should have left.
I just
I wanna
I
look-
s- oh go on.
I was
I
just
want to
saying
look
there-
around to see if there's other routes that we can go except the way we came.
Okay. Now that the hiccups have stopped, I can safely say. So you all are. if you go to tactical mode, you might be able to see my ping. You all are gathered at this little cupola. You are essentially about 30-ish feet up. This is, while it is just the second story, this is an extended building, big enough for the apes to be able to both walk on the floor and hang from the ceiling. The only direct path, the only built path, is the one by which you came up, because this is the this is the upper level. However, you are not far from either the rocks on the eastern coast of this building, or you could try going over the side if you don't truly want to go back through the building. There is a certain amount of smoke coming up from the western side of the building, where just poking your head out the door, you can see that is where the explosion was. That is what caused that building to shake and caused that to happen.
The real question is, do we stay to help our new allies, or do we leave?
I think the best help we can give our new allies is to leave. Right.
Remove our trouble from the equation.
Right. Like if we're here and seen fighting with them against whatever's coming, like then they're really fucked. Right. Whereas if we hightail it out of here and we can explain to Largo, like, look, claim that we bolted, like, we caused trouble. Although there was some disagreement in your tribe about how to, prevent that trouble. Right. Just claim no one was aligned with us. You tried to keep us captive and we bolted on you. Right. Like that's it's not a good shot, but it's a better shot than openly being allied with us.
Yeah. I think we in the short time we have, right? We tell Largo that. Tell her that look after your people, protect them. We'll be in touch. And I hold up a power to the people fist.
Nice, yes. And I just want to be clear, right? It sounds like Boar 21 not restrained at all, right? Just in a cell or something.
That's correct.
Okay.
He's in the same cell you guys were in previously. Yeah. There are 3 concrete walls, 1 metal bars.
Yep. Great. So yeah, go for it.
I turn to Boar 21, but then I look into the rest of the people there, right? Because it's Boar and like company, right? Yeah.
4 or 5 orangutans.
Yeah,
Einstein not among.
Yeah, I look to them and say,
while you're in here, you'll have time to think about if Boar ever sold out your friends and family, and what you might do to the person that did that.
God.
Dude,
I wish
so fucking good.
Not just a human skill. I need you to make a dominate roll for me.
Okay.
I need to look up the conflict rules, but we are including Boar in that because they are okay.
2 successes.
2 successes. There should be some modifications, but honestly, I think overall they'll just kind of even out. You and Boar are close enough in rank. They outnumber you, but I don't know. You're pointing out something real. Like that hurts, that hits, and with 2 successes, you can see that your words sunk into to at least a pair of them, like at least a couple of the 3 or of the 4 or 5 orangutans who are in there with Boar 21 are suddenly like, hey, wait a minute. You kind of think about what Largo said about everyone here has lost somebody to the Watchers at some point. And these apes clearly, these orangutans clearly have the look of, hold on a minute. Did he? Clear that Boar 21 recognizes this as well, as he is starting to sort of edge up against one of the concrete walls. Like, I would never sell out my orangutans. Never once. I've always looked out for mine. And they're just kind of like, did you?
I do like how in that moment, right, he becomes the most like Southern gentry lawyer, right, that he's been this whole time. I would never sell out my fellow orangutans. So good.
As you turn to leave Board 21 and the rest of the captives behind, Largo and the 4 gorillas walking with you as you leave this small enclosure that makes up the jail cell here. You all are still on the roof, and as you exit out into the very soon to be early morning light, even in the relative darkness, you can tell that there are a number of watchers here. Most uniquely, looking over the side, you can see something that for 2 of you here just is absolute nightmare fuel. But Hugh, you've kind of seen one of these things before. It wasn't walking around on 4 legs. It wasn't retracting some sort of giant flotation device into its body. No, the one you saw was rusted out. It was barely standing. It had holes in it.
Yeah.
But the sight of a watcher, there is smoke rising from the large cannons on its back, which are pointed at the wall that has been blown out of the building that you are standing on. From the back of this watcher, a number of sentinels are just rolling out. This thing is easily the size of what we would think of as like an armored personnel carrier, but with legs and cannons and optical sensors and intelligent. At least as intelligent as any other watcher. As a handful of sentinels pours out of this creature, out of this watcher, this enormous walker, the look that passes between Largo and her gorilla companions before she turns to you and says, y'all need to get to the boat. It's right down there. She nods towards the dock, and even from, the vantage point you're at, you can see the familiar chimpanzee with his long wooden pole that he's using to control the raft, along with the rope. We will buy you what time we can, but you're going to need to go. You just make sure your leaders know. You let them know that we're here with you. We stand with you. And she will hold out one big, furry gorilla hand.
Yeah, I meet her hand.
Um, I I hug her leg because that's about as high up as I can get. And as I peel back from that, I turn around and look at Boar 21, uh, and say, don't think I'm done with you, asshole. I'll be back. And do that thing where I point two fingers at my eyes and then point them at him.
He seems far more concerned by the orangutans in the cell with him, but does take a moment to just sort of stare daggers at you, but saying nothing. Four sentinels have crawled out of the back of this walker. They are starting to spread out across the island. Looking across the way, you can see that there is, in fact, another walker on the smaller of the island, releasing a similar set of sentinels. Ape Island, put simply, is under attack. You all are standing on the upper level of this gray square building. Escape is by the dock. Pluto and Ringo are looking more than a little worried. What's your escape plan?
All right, look, I've let me just double check and make sure. Yeah, I've got this the grappling hook and the rope. Let's hang it over the edge and get the hell out of here.
Sounds good to me.
All right, let's hurry up.
So that's the plan. And to be clear, right? In a perfect world, I would do this. He would do this in such a way that he could, you know, flip the rope or whatever to loosen the grappling hook afterwards and take it with him. But if that's not possible, I'm perfectly fine leaving the grappling hook and the rope, but we got to go.
Okay. Tell you what, everyone will need to make a move roll.
Mhm.
If, as usual, you can, if you have extra successes, you can make a stunt to help somebody else. Also, if anyone has an extra success at the end, you can stunt to take the rope and
Great.
grappling hook with you. The rope and the grappling hook, they both provide +2 bonuses, but you only get 1 gear bonus, and that feels
Mhm.
weird. So I'm just going to say you have a +3 gear bonus for the combination of rope and grappling hook. So each
For
of you
all
will
of
need
us?
to make the roll. Yeah, and each of you, provided something doesn't go horribly wrong, let me know in which order you intend to go.
Okay. And what's the gear? What's the bonus?
It is a gear bonus of 3. So 3 gear dice, but you will need to go down one at a time.
Okay,
Which
right, in case it breaks.
theoretically
Yeah.
means that the gear bonus can go down if you need to push a roll. And obviously, failures can come with consequences.
Yeah. Hugh, you trying to go first to make sure
Yeah,
it's good, or
that's-
last to try to get it?
No, that's I'm gonna sling it over, and as part of slinging it over, I'm already over the wall as the bottom of the rope is unfurling. So, and I'll roll the 3 gear dice separately.
You already have 1
Oh.
success, so you're making it down just fine.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3. I'm not sure why I rolled that other stuff. So
you have 2 successes so far. So you can
yeah, I
you
mean,
can
I
either
will.
stunt to keep your rope, in which case everyone else needs to roll, or you can stunt to allow somebody else to make it down if they fail their roll.
Right. I mean, I think what I'll do is I'll stunt to allow the next person to succeed. And so if they're rolling, they can pass it forward if they get any successes. You follow me?
Yep. There's also
Yeah.
Pluto and Ringo, and they will go down whenever, after
Okay.
whoever wants them to.
Yeah. Well, and actually, I mean, I am. Let me see here. You know what I'm going to do? That's one successful failure. I'm going to pass my success on to one of them, to Ringo, I guess.
Okay.
Make sure Ringo gets out of here. Founding member of the Jacket Club.
Mm-hmm.
I will go ahead and roll Ringo. If I can find his sheet. There is no Ringo. What? Yes, there is. Okay, where's his? I'll just stats. Come on, book. You've got to have better bookmarks than this. Oh, he's actually really good at this. That's surprising. Ringo makes it down just fine. So your forward is still there. He can actually provide a one forward to the next person to go.
Yeah, great.
Hits the ground, immediately tries to start heading for the pier.
Yeah, he's no fool.
Who's following Ringo?
Ingo, get out of here.
You do notice all of you.
You go first, old man.
That there weirdly there are no drones here. This is just sentinels and these two walkers.
You go.
You want me to go?
But who's going to watch your back?
I can go if you
Yes.
want.
Pluto? Yeah, get out of here.
Pluto, on the other hand, is very not good at this. So it's probably best he's going while there is a success for him. Oh no. Oh no, Pluto. Yeah, there are no successes anymore.
Okay.
Pluto, in fact, starts to slip. Luckily, does not damage your rope at all, but like has to catch himself about halfway down, makes it out. He's looking a little banged up, but does make it down without falling.
I'm not asking, man. Go
The
down.
building that you are on shakes again, and all of you are deafened as the large walking watcher, this just tank of a machine, fires off another round from one of its shoulder guns. There is just a ringing in all of your... Those of you who are on the ground, Hewlett, you can see that a hole roughly 6, maybe even 7 feet across has been blown in one concrete. There are apes unconscious on the ground. It is not pretty. And there are a pair of sentinels who are starting to make their way towards you all.
I'm gonna grab the rope and put it in. Try to hurry up and just push it into Gannon's arms. Hurry up and go, man. Go.
What's can I jump down like using my animal powers? Or is it
Allow
like too high?
Normally that
Um,
lets you move from like short to arm's length, right? And if I look at
yeah,
that
it says
handy
you can
dandy
jump.
targeting sheet, short is 2 to 30 meters. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'll allow it. Spend your feral point. Try not to go crazy while there's an island of walkers.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I have a
Also,
pretty
don't
good
forget to spend
move.
2 feral points, everybody, at the start of the session.
Yeah. Okay. But we wanted to try to get stunt successes to get this equipment back. So I feel like I could make the jump okay, but I think the move to try to get the successes is the gamble. Okay.
You could
And then we
also
get
just toss down the rope at the end and then make the jump. Not even need the stunts.
that is true.
Not that I'm trying to. Not that I'm rooting for you to stay here and fight. Go a little
Yeah.
feral.
Yeah. um um
If you
yeah,
can jump
Ginkgo,
down, and that's the case, I'm going, man.
yeah, I tell you that. I tell you, you go, I can jump down.
Okay, that's perfect.
Make a move roll with a +3 gear bonus. You've done that. You make it down. No problems. The rope is still stuck up there.
Okay. Is there anyone else of our squad that needs to go?
No.
Okay.
Largo and the gorillas that were guarding you and that were with her have all raced down the side. You can see them trying to rally the other apes and launch attacks on these creatures or run and hide. There's just general chaos down there.
Boy, part of me really wants to part of me really wants to just say like, hey, I'll I don't want to throw the rope down and stay and let them take me, and then I'll be in the labyrinth, right? But okay, I will throw the rope down first, and then I'll make my jump, my wild maneuver. So just rolling for a feral point.
Correct. You spend your feral
yeah.
point and then roll 1 base die.
1 base die.
You
Obviously.
don't want to roll a 1. You're fine.
Okay.
Everything's fine.
The 1 would have been also good for me, personally, but
It would have been a very wild story beat. You easily jump down, landing with a soft, kind of wet, flappy thud on the ground. Your big frog feet. Toad, you're a toad. You're a frog.
I'm a frog,
You're a frog.
like tree froggy.
Yeah. Landing on the ground next to your friends. You can see the sentinels are moving to block you all from getting to the dock, from getting to the pier. I think the easiest way to do this is we're going to go into initiative. There are a pair of sentinels trying to beat you. Like, there are essentially 2 ways. These are just regular sentinels. You recognize the same tracks. These are not the explodey kind. They are moving to block you off, but if you either beat them on initiative or can successfully move around them, then you can try to make it to Galileo before they cut you off. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
So this is an initiative roll. So D6 for each of you. Initiative.
I'm gonna use my feral points here.
Okay.
I'm gonna use 3, so I have a +6.
Okay.
Ginkgo is getting out.
Yep. I'm just going to go ahead and move Ginkgo to the top of that initiative roster. Okay, you're fine. No feral issues. Uh, what is your agility?
My agility's 4.
Okay,
I got a 12 for my initiative.
that's insane. That's just insane. And Gamma, what's your initiative?
I got a 1.
Ooh. What is your agility?
3.
Can you roll another die for me?
Yeah.
Gotta roll off against a sentinel.
It's a 2.
You gotta roll off against a sentinel. You can either push that roll or roll another. Okay,
It's a 6.
that will beat him.
Thank goodness.
Essentially, this is obviously not to scale, but there's a pair of sentinels like around here trying to cut you off from getting to the dock. Even if you get by them, they will obviously still be able to chase you for a little bit to the end of the dock at least. Ginkgo, you are with an insane initiative of 12. You are the first to go. Please tell me I did not close that range thing. I sure did because I am not smart. Yep. Pull that back up. It would be basically long distance to the boat. Skiff. Ferry. That's the word I'm looking for. It is slightly more than 30 meters. Not quite. Not a whole lot longer, but more than just short range. Galileo is standing on the skiff, pole in hand, just gesturing for all of you to run for it. It will essentially, because it is long, it would take a total of 4 maneuvers if you just wanted to flat out move it. As it stands, the sentinels are a short distance away from you. They are moving to block the... God, my brain is failing me now. They are moving to block your way to the dock. In essentially the same way that you can spend an action to make a move roll to escape a conflict, once you have reached the other side of the sentinels, once you've gotten past them, that's essentially what you can do. The only one who is not moving fast enough to get there is Gamma. Gamma is caught between the sentinels, and it looks like the first of the 2 sentinels will reach the top of the dock before Gamma can get past it. He is recovering from his jump. So that is something you can keep in mind while you decide what you want to do for your actions or maneuvers. If you want to try to attack him to force him down the initiative track, all of those things are things you can do. It is your turn, Ginkgo.
I'm booking it.
Okay.
I'm booking it. Do I need to make my move?
You will not need to make a move roll just yet. You can spend your a maneuver and an action. Action
Yeah.
as a maneuver, and that will get you past the sentinels and about halfway-ish down the pier. Does that make sense? Essentially,
Yes.
you are moving from long range of the pier. I'm sorry, of the ferry to short range of the ferry.
That's all.
To do so takes 2 maneuvers.
Okay.
And it will
Yeah.
get you on the other side of the sentinel.
Yeah. I'm all for it. I'm booking it.
Somewhere about there. Still in obviously this is scale. Somewhere still in the open, but making your way through. Hewlett. Similar situation. Actually, the exact same situation, except now that Ginkgo is on the other side.
Oh boy. What's going on with Ringo?
Ringo is making it to the. He's already up
Oh,
past.
he's gone. He's
Yeah,
gone.
he was booking while they were arguing about who would jump down. Pluto
Gotcha.
is sort of in a similar situation. He is
Gotcha.
he is safe from this conflict.
Okay. All right. I am getting ready to just book it, seeing a clear path, and look over my shoulder and see that, in my judgment, Gamma's not gonna make it before the Sentinels close this avenue off. What I'd like to do, let me know if this. I don't know that this is how the power actually works. So I'll pitch it, and if it doesn't work the way I'd like it to work, I'll come up with something else. I'd like to spend a feral point to use my burrower feature.
Uh-huh.
And the goal would be to use it to disengage from, this combat, right? Basically, in the scene, my plan would be to actually burrow into the ground and come out essentially under the dock here,
I love it. I love it.
right? And like the goal, the secondary goal, and this is where I don't know if this is how it works, right? Is I clearly don't want to stay and fight, but I also want to give Gamma another exit route. You know what I mean? But I don't know if my tunneling works that way.
I am looking up the feral power, but I don't see why not. Because you can spend a feral point to automatically escape a conflict, and you can spend one to burrow about 30 feet, about one range category in a conflict. That will take you essentially around. They are moving to block the top of the pier
Yep.
to block the woodway. You are going around it. Now,
Yeah.
that does have the problem of it will put you underneath the pier, so you'll still have to find a way to get from where you have rowed out
That's a
to
problem for the next
the-
round.
to the ferry. But yes, that is absolutely something that you can do.
Great.
Spend your feral point.
Okay, and just it's just a die that I have to roll, correct?
One base die, one yellow die.
Mm-hmm.
Cross your fingers.
You're golden.
Okay.
There is now
fantastic.
it's certainly a tight tunnel since you
Yeah.
are digging exceptionally
and-
rapidly.
Right. And
But-
like as I start the digging, I just look back and I'm like, we've done this before. Let's go, man.
I believe using an animal power is an action, so that would still leave you with a maneuver if there was something you wanted to do.
No, I think that's it for me.
If you want to move towards the pier, if you just want to take cover.
Oh, how's this for a maneuver? As I'm pulling under here and now realize like I've got a new problem. But I've still got that rope and the grappling hook in my hand. I'm gonna look for a spot where I can throw this rope up to try and find a way to get up onto the dock.
Yeah, use an item that qualifies. Yeah, you can just sort of pitch the rope onto the stair railing, essentially.
Yeah, great. Perfect.
All right. The Sentinels. Well, the Sentinel, the first one, does move to block the path as a maneuver. He is not taking cover. He is standing in the open, watching you all run by. Gamma, he is going to try to shoot you, though.
I don't want
Every other
that.
time you've dealt with Sentinels, well, not every other time, but most times you've dealt with Sentinels, they have been using tasers, things to try to bring you in alive. That does not seem to be the case this time. Just like bonus. That will amazingly just barely hit you. That is 2 damage, Gamma. I don't know if you have any armor.
I don't have armor, but I have powers. Okay. It is an external damage. Cool. I'll activate my natural armor.
Nice.
I'll spend 1 feral point and I'll reduce the damage by 1.
Okay. You take 1 point of damage to your strength. There is a bright flash of light and just a searing pain in your burn as a laser has hit you.
Yeah, I yell out in pain.
It is your turn. There is a tunnel that you can sneak through as a maneuver.
Yeah, my man Hugh into a lot of trouble, so I will follow the tunnel.
You also do you have an action. It will not take you an action because you're just taking the maneuver to move.
Okay.
You're not digging.
Yeah. Can I move again? I'm sorry, I don't have the PDF open, so I don't know what my options are.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I'll try to move just to keep going.
You are in the same predicament as Hugh, in which you have sort of come out on the bank and you need to make it you're trying to get to the raft. You can dive straight into the water and just keep moving through the water if you would like. It will not.
Yeah, I'm aquatic. I think that's the play is. Yeah, even though I look at the water and I'm looking at the watcher and I'm like, which is worse? Both of these things kill me. But I go for the water. That's more at home.
You dive in. You've essentially done what overall you have done what Ginkgo did. You have spent 2 maneuvers to go from long to short range. Hugh, you are closer, still sort of technically at long range. You're really between long and short, but it takes 2 maneuvers to go between long and short.
Gotcha.
Okay.
That brings up the last Sentinel, who finishes its move to block the. I'm being very particular about who's on what side. Finishes its move to block the entrance to the pier, even though you all have slipped by it, trundling that slowly. However, it does swivel on its torso as all of you slip by and sees Ginkgo running down the stairs. It'll line up a shot with its laser as a robotic voice just calls out, "Test subject. Dawkins, 20. You do not belong in this habitat."
I'm trying to leave. Fuck.
Shut up, man. You're not my real dad.
Ooh. All right. That is. I gotta look up my stunts here. You will take 1 point of fatigue, spending 1 stunt to subdue or tire his enemy. Oh no, I need to look up the base damage. And then you will take 4 points of damage. I believe, which we have been forgetting, you have armor. You were gifted the bug armor from the bear tribe. if you have
Holy
anything
shit.
to reduce that damage. That was a very good roll on my
I didn't want to be here.
part.
Uh, but no, that's it. That's all I got. That's all I got is the armor.
Go ahead and take your you'll take the fatigue damage. The armor cannot block that. It's just 1 point of fatigue. You are taking 4 points of damage, and you will fall to the ground, tumbling down the stairs. To use your armor to soak, you just roll a number of gear dice equal to its armor rating, which I believe is 3.
So 3 gear dice. That's all I'm rolling.
Trying to find in my notes what I said the armor value of that armor was.
Yeah, that's a failure.
Ooh, boy.
Oof. Okay. Your armor value is reduced by 1 since you did not just have gave armor to Ginkgo. Yeah, I think it was 3. And you will take 4 points of damage.
Well, yeah, I'm down.
Okay. I'm going to need you to roll D66. Essentially roll 1 base die and 1 skill die. And the base die will be the 10s, and the skill die will be the... Oh, no.
65? It's probably busted guts.
Do you have any talents to affect this?
No.
There is a flash as Ginkgo is running down these stairs. Sentinel swivels, and a bright beam of light lances out from the gun on one of its arms. Ginkgo, you feel a brief flash. You let out just a quiet... Your heart is pierced. You are killed instantly.
My God. Okay.
The cries and sounds of combat continue all around you. Pluto and Ringo stop and start to turn back, and Pluto just shakes his head, and they make their run straight for the ferry. Hugh, you are standing on the edge of the island, your rope in hand, caught up on the railing in front of you. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I mean, A, I don't have lots of great options. B, given my vantage point, I don't know that I'm aware of what just happened. So, I'm going to continue with my original plan and make that move roll and try and get up on the dock. I assume it's a move roll to climb up this rope and get up there.
Yeah. You'll get a +2 gear bonus for the
Okay, let me.
rope.
Okay, we can ignore the all the other dice, but this is just for the. So that's nothing. That's one failure. I am gonna push that. And what I'll do, since I've screwed this up once already, I'm just going to roll a fresh move roll, and we'll just ignore the last base die since that's already a failure.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
So at least I get up.
Yep. You make it onto the. You make it onto the pier. The sounds of battle all around you. You can disentangle the grappling hook for nothing.
Okay. Yeah, I will do that. I will I mean, I unless it is obvious to me that Ginkgo's injury is fatal, like I would probably try and drag Ginkgo down the stairs.
It is. I mean, there is a hole burned straight
Okay,
through.
well,
Ginkgo's
yeah.
chest.
Then, there's a moment, probably similar to what Ringo did. Like, there's a moment where I pause and make that assessment, and I'm like, just booking it.
Essentially spending your maneuver.
Yeah, spending my maneuver.
2 of the 3 required maneuvers. Gemma. No, actually, it's Sentinel 1. The 2 Sentinels are trying to close the distance with you, spending a maneuver to trundle along the pier, which kind of groans a little heavily under of the metal body.
Are we waiting on the Sentinel to do something?
Yeah, sorry, I was getting to the Sentinels sheet and rolling it up. That is a hit. That is 1 point of fatigue, of agility, and then 2 points of damage. I believe you also have
To
armor
who?
form. This is to Hugh. I'm sorry.
Okay.
As you swing on, and the Sentinel that you have just trundled past, or just swung past, is now trundling down at you.
Okay.
1 point of agility, 2 points of physical damage.
Okay, I do have the hockey mask, which is 3 points of armor. And so
Does
it's
that work
3
against guns? I'm just asking because I
have
remember.
no idea. Let's take a look. Let me open the hockey mask thing. This is. I have no idea what it works against or what it doesn't work against. It's not helpful.
Bookmarks. 3 points of armor against melee attacks.
Okay, so yeah, so I just take all that damage. Okay. Let me mark this off. That's 1 here. And 2 here. And okay, it's bad, but he was still up.
Still up, okay.
Gamma, that makes it your turn.
Okay. I kind of rise up out of the water's surface. My two little eyes first blink, and then come up the top of my head and nose. um. Uh. How do I get up onto the dock area?
You can pull yourself up. If you want to get on the dock, you can just, it'll take you a maneuver. You just pull yourself up onto the dock.
Okay.
It is low in the water, designed for people to walk from it to a skiff, a raft that is barely on above the water, so it's fairly low.
Okay. From where I am, can I see Ginkgo? Can I can I get that information, or is that
Yeah, you're
unavailable?
essentially at the bottom of the stairs, near to where Hugh is. Gamma, Ginkgo's body is about halfway down the stairs at this point.
Okay. Is it possible to try to get Ginkgo's body and to get him onto the boat with us? Right? Like, what can I do to facilitate that here?
I'd say grabbing him would take you. I mean, picking something up off the ground is a maneuver. So, but I would let you combine that with climbing out, because you can just kind of climb out near him. I feel like just getting out of the water is, you've got some more wiggle room, since a maneuver is usually like a full-on move.
Yeah. Okay.
So you can get to him, you can grab him, you've got a maneuver.
Okay. I'd like to try to bring him, even if he's not responsive.
Okay.
I don't want to leave him if there's a possibility.
Yeah. Make a. As an action, if you make I think it's force roll. Yeah.
Force roll. Okay.
Force roll.
Well, I'm down on strength too. Okay. We just have to pop off. Okay. I'll push. Ouch. If I push and fail on the other one, then I break. And then 2 are left behind. Fuck. I think I have Ginkgo. I'm trying, but I'm not super strong. I think I'm trying to pull him, but his dead weight is like, I get him down like a step, but his dead weight is just too heavy, and these things are beginning to shoot lasers at me again. God, I don't want to leave our boy behind. I'm tenacious. It's the same. I can't get him.
It's just too heavy.
He's too heavy. Does that leave me at him, though?
It does leave you at him.
Okay.
If you want to. No, you spent a maneuver and yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
Oh boy. Second Sentinel. Not able to move particularly far. It will just level its laser. There is a large chunk of wood that is burned out, a hole through the dock about the size of a baseball, right between the two of your. It was shooting at you, Hugh. But
Okay.
that was a miss. Hugh, you are essentially a maneuver away from the raft. You have an action as well.
Um, yeah, I mean, seeing Gamma's efforts, I will use my action to try and uh, pull Ginkgo's body along with me, and then regardless of the effectiveness of that, like I got to make it to the boat. I'm on my last leg.
Gamma, if you want to assist in this, you can lend him a skill die, but it means you'll have no action on your turn.
Only have just a maneuver on the turn.
You'll have a single maneuver. Now, you only need a maneuver to get to the boat, but that's all you'll have.
Yeah.
There's
What's your strength?
Well, this
Hugh?
is a miracle play at this point because my strength after the 2 damage that I've taken is 1.
Is 1. Okay, you and I are
And
almost in the same boat.
yeah, and I've got no points in force. So
Yeah.
like it's just 1 die. I can't even push it, you know. So it's a 1 in 6 chance that
Yeah.
I get him.
Okay, but if I help, right? I say I help. That gives a success or gives a die.
A skill die.
A skill die. I give him a skill
it's an
die.
assist.
Okay. I think that is the best thing because on that push, right, I did take a strength damage, which puts me in the same position. So if on my own, I'm also in the same boat of basically not being able to do it, really.
Right. I mean, it's really 6 1/2. Well, it's sort of 6 1/2 dozen of the other, just because either way we do it, it's just 2d6. It's either I roll 1 and you roll 1, or I roll both of them.
Yeah. Yeah. If you roll both and break, I at least could heal you on the way. Well, actually,
Right.
I wouldn't because I won't have an action. But
Well, and like I won't break because I'm not pushing it.
okay, I got you. Yeah.
Like with only 1 strength left, it's
Yeah,
really just
I
the last
think.
ditch effort.
Yeah, we're trying to get him. I think this is like the final act of
Yeah.
trying to get him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give you the help.
Great. All right, here we go. Cross your fingers, everybody. Oh God, the temptation. But yeah, I think Hewlett looks down to give it like an extra oomph, and then looks back at Gamma and realizes, as Hugh sees an enormous amount of his own blood like dripping down his arms, he's like, "There's just as easy a chance that I'm going to leave Gamma here to deal with 2 bodies," and so I drop Ginkgo's arm and use my maneuver to get to the boat.
Towards the boat, farther away. The Sentinel. It's only got 1 target left, Gamma. Well, not 1. You know what I'm saying. It's gonna blow up if I push it one. No, that is going to be a miss. Another large baseball-sized hole in the ground beneath your feet. Not beneath your feet, but near your feet. I don't know how my robots get of order. Should be like... Gamma, you can spend your last maneuver, make it to the boat. Ringo and Pluto are huddled on the floor. And with a mighty just shove of long arms, Galileo 23, the chimpanzee raft operator, pushes away from the edge. There are a number of continued blasts of laser fire. That will leave small flames growing in various portions of this dock before the sentinels turn. And as you are floating away across the lake towards the western shore, towards the dog habitat, you can see that they turn and begin just firing their lasers into the building that the apes had been gathered in. There are no drones, which is odd, you feel. But it means that there are no mechanical eyes on you as you make your way across the lake and to the western shore. Galileo does his best to pull the raft into the other dock. There is a bit of a thump of wood on wood, and he coils a piece of rope around one of the pillars there. Says nothing as he just lowers his head and nods towards the shore. Ringo and Pluto both silently climb off the raft and onto the pier. Ringo looking perhaps more determined and angry to Pluto's more hopeless look. Climb onto the pier. Galileo pulls himself up behind you and settles down and just murmurs, "I'm here if you need to get back across. I don't recommend it for a time, though. But I'll be here if you need anything."
Um, uh, yeah, go for it, man.
uh, uh, do the best you can to stay safe. And if it's at all possible, take take care of Kinko's remains. We'll I look at Gamma. We'll come back, I guess, and things calm down. I don't know. Just be safe.
Puts a large chimpanzee hand on your shoulder, gives you a nod, goes back onto his ferry and settles in for a bit.
We gotta find some place to lay low and heal up.
Maybe we should, Ringo speaking up quietly, maybe we should let the big guy know what's happened, what the next move is, when you decide. He's
I
probably at
mean,
the helicopter by now.
I agree, but in this state, I don't think I'm gonna make it to the helicopter. I look at Gamma. I like Gamma. Do you think you can make it to the chopper? Get to the chopper.
Um, I kind of. It takes a moment, and then I turn to you and say, I could make it, but we should rest. We're not far from the reptiles. We could go there.
Just to be clear, you are on the western side of the river. The reptiles are on the east. Now, let me switch back to the main.
Yeah, we're we're on the west. Well, reptiles are like north, ish.
You are here. If you go to the tactical map of this scene, you can see about where you guys are.
Yeah. I mean, we're close to reptiles, right?
Oh, yeah. If you wanted to.
That's what I mean. We could also do the very unexpected and head towards Rat Tribe. Nobody would even think to look for us there.
Yeah. I mean, Rat Tribe does have some appeal to me. I'd like to find this Zimmer 17 at some point. But I don't know. It seems far. Given my
we don't have
situation.
we don't have allies there yet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I would think either the reptile tribe or dangerous but also unexpected, the dog tribe.
Hmm.
You know, if we're looking to go to a habitat, those are the two closest, and that's high on my list of important criteria.
I think Dog Tribe's a little too involved. They know exactly who we are, and Dog Tribe might as well be little watchers.
I agree.
I think our chances are better with reptiles, or we just try to find some place to hunker down. Also, we have to get Pluto here somewhere.
Oh, my home's just on the other side of the trail near the ski lift. I hate to leave you here, but if it's safer for you, I can make my way back. Or if you, I mean, we could just sort of gestures towards the forest.
We don't separate, we stay together. I think we can make it to Reptile Tribe. We have friends there. And Moroder is a good healer.
And not the worst idea to double back across the river. The Sentinels last saw us on this ferry heading west. If we cross the river and on the east side of it, might buy us some extra time.
Hmm.
If we want to wait a few hours, I can try to find some ingredient. I mean, I have some ingredients. I can try to find what I need, but it means waiting for a few hours. But I could. No offense, but you both look really bad.
Yeah, I'll look for a safe spot for us to hunker down for a little bit. Is that a scout or a no nature roll?
No nature roll, please.
Okay.
Success. You can you find an area that is the hollowed remains of an exceptionally large tree stump. It's
Mhm.
tight, fitting the four of you in there, but it's protected. And you can settle in for Pluto to go do what he needs to do. I know we don't normally take breaks in this game, but I'd like to take a 10-minute break.
Mhm.
Also, Oni and Sean have both stepped away.
Yeah.
Just quick 10-minute break.
Just want to say,
Pluto
Ted,
My bad.
thanks.
will
I'm not
do.
I'm not the only GM who killed somebody this week. Thank you.
Oni, I'm sorry.
Hey. Yeah.
we are back.
Mhm.
Everybody good to go before I start?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think we should be mindful of the time. Like I mean, honestly, we're kind of at a position where like I don't even know what we would do, picking up and playing again.
Okay.
Really, considering we have like 20 minutes left, right? So obviously you have a better idea of that than we do, but
I don't. Mostly because I was about to say that you all have settled in so that you guys can rest and Pluto can go scavenge and come back and provide each of you with a little bit of healing, essentially a D6 healing for each of you. It won't help your agility at all. That would
Mhm.
require much longer than you have because recovering that takes water and 4 hours.
Mhm.
So, but you would be able to heal a D6 wounds each, and then the question becomes, where are you heading after that? It is, although you are not although you are not on the beach, you are not so far that you cannot hear the occasional loud sound of a cannon fire, uh, indicating that those large walkers are still on the island. That does eventually fade after about an hour or so, and then it is just the sounds of the forest around. It then takes Pluto another hour or so beyond that to return with the healing potions that he can hand to either or both of you.
okay. We roll to see if we get healed.
Yeah, it's just roll one die. You heal that much strength.
Okay, not a one, not a one, not a one. Yes.
It's just a plain old fashioned healing potion.
Great.
And then once that is done, Ringo just looks at both of you again and just, well, what now? Big guy ought to know. If we want to split, I can go let him know. Find you somewhere, or we can meet somewhere, or we can all go talk to the big guy, or
No, I think thanks to Pluto, I feel good enough to make it to the helicopter. What about you, Gamma?
I feel. Well, I don't know what I feel, but I can make it to the helicopter. After that, I don't know. But step one.
Yeah, and we should, in addition to telling him what's going on, we'd like to know if he can make use of this. And I'll open my pack and show him the radio.
that'll be for him to decide. It contacts the Watchers, though.
Yeah, but it might be able to use it just to listen to them contacting whoever else they contact. It might
Yeah.
take a little
Never know how
luck.
many of those are still scattered across the island, I guess.
I'd wager the dog might have one.
Yeah, I think that's a safe bet.
We should get a move on.
Agreed. Just before we leave, on the uh, hollowed log that we've hunkered in for the past couple hours, I'm gonna take a rock and just scratch Jeff 33 into the side of this tree trunk.
Okay.
Did we have a few hours while he was gathering ingredients?
Mhm.
Okay. I'd like to do a scry in
Okay.
that time. But what I'm doing is I'm making a totem.
Okay.
And I'd like to make a totem of ginkgo. Standing standing tall. Um and has like a little doctor. It's crude, right? I mean, it's crude, but like it has like a little kind of doctor bag, where I knew where he kept his potions and such. I spend time to try to make sure like this looks as good as it can with the materials we have. Okay, I need to scry. Two successes. Okay. That's an improvement. Normally, everything is one
Yep.
success. Yeah. Ginkgo's spirit is with us.
Alrighty. Feeling refreshed, feeling able to make it to the helicopter, you all can set off. The only thing I will need is a quick no nature roll, finding a hole in the fence to cross through from Dogtown into Badgertown, just as a gauge of how long it takes you. The trip itself is quiet. It's actually eerily quiet. You're used to there being drones or any kind of any kind of watcher activity in the dog territory, but as you are traveling sorry, hiccups, as you are traveling through the forest, there is none of that. Even crossing over the trail that would lead you to the lodge, it is strangely quiet.
Would you like me to make that no nature roll for a hole in the fence?
You can add a modification die if Gamma wants to assist.
Yeah.
Modification die, doesn't matter which one I'm
Skill.
adding.
It's always a skill die.
Skill die.
That way, if you push the extra
Right.
bonus modification, cannot hurt. One success.
Okay, I'll take it.
Find a hole in the fence that has not been repaired yet, where the concrete base is sort of broken away by something having run into it. Make your way into the badger territory. As you make your way to the helicopter, as you continue your way through the forest, it's distant at first and kind of stays distant, but the silence of the dog habitat is placed pretty steadily as you walk by the sounds of conflict, by the sounds of laser fire and cannon, well, explosions, not necessarily cannon fire.
Wait, in the dog habitat?
No, it is quiet in the dog habitat.
Okay,
In the
gotcha.
badger habitat. I'm sorry, I may
Badger
have said
habitat.
dog habitat. I meant
Gotcha.
badger habitat. It is very, very distant as you are approaching the helicopter, but you can tell that this is coming from north of you, coming from, if not Badgerboro, it is coming from one of the smaller settlements of the Badger tribe. But none of that is immediately around you here at the helicopter. The sun has finally crested over the mountains, there is some small bit of warmth coming from above you as the air is still cool. The grass is still wet with morning dew. There is a faint light from within the helicopter that would tell you that somebody is inside.
Yeah, we approach, show the hand signals.
No one can really see from the outside, from the inside, but true to what you sort of expect, Truffaut is within the helicopter, seated behind his desk. He looks up as you all enter, starts to, before he realizes it's you, starts to that is sitting on the desk. Recognizes you all and gives you a nod. I hear we have quite a few new cells for the Resistance. Amazing work. Never expected us to get to so many.
Yeah, this last one came at a very high cost.
Turns his head a little bit, like suggesting, please continue.
Ginkgo didn't make it.
Sighs very heavily and reaches down below the desk and pulls up a group of not the cleanest glasses you've ever seen. Opens a drawer, pulls out a bottle of some dark liquid, pours a little bit into each glass and gestures to them. Gestures for you all to take one.
Yeah, don't have to tell Hugh twice.
Yeah, take one.
Ringo and Pluto take the remaining 2 glasses, and then Truffaut lifts the bottle and to Ginkgo. You all knew him better than I did to say something.
I stand up and I raise my glass and I say, he was, even though he often ran from a fight, he was not without courage. And he risked his life for all of us here. He was fast, strong, and a good jumper. And he was the best healer. But more than that, he was a good friend. It looks like he has more to say, but he just sits down.
I put my hand on his shoulder. Both to console him a little bit, but also as sort of a just gesture of passing of the conch shell, so to speak. Ginkgo volunteered to be part of the resistance, as we all do. But Ginkgo didn't volunteer out of a desire to fight the Watchers so much as his desire to help us and to care for us. He often didn't want to be where there was such violent turmoil. But it wasn't cowardice. That's good common sense. And the fact that he stayed there, despite that common sense screaming at him to run for safety, is an indication of how much he cared for all of us. It's a great loss to the resistance, but it's a greater loss to us personally, to me personally. I will miss him, but I am grateful for the time I had to know him. And I'll take my shot and cough uncontrollably. And as I am unfamiliar with hard liquor, and sit back down.
Truffaut takes a long slug of moonshine straight from the bottle and sets it down the table with a gesture towards it if any of you would want to refill your glasses. The good news I have for you is that I found someone to recharge the EMP. It will be ready to be used soon. And when it does, when it is, I will let you know. And you can use it in our efforts for freedom and to get a little revenge for your friend. As I'm sure you can hear, the Watchers made in not just the Ape Islands, but here in the Badger habitat. And in all your homes. The reptile tribe, the rabbit tribe. It's clear we've made a statement that we have. What we've been doing has had an impact. What you've been doing has had an impact. And they're lashing out, trying to make sure that no one wants to fight them, trying to push down any sort of resistance. I am sorry for your friend. I'm sorry for your friends and family that are under attack now. But it does mean that to stop our efforts is to waste all the suffering and loss. we need to press forward. Need to figure out our next move. We should take some time for things in the lay low, give things in the Ape Islands a chance to recover, give them a chance to set their new councils, do whatever it is that they need to do. And then there is one thing, whatever that one thing is, he does not get. There is the rapid sound, or the sound of rapid steps on metal, as someone else comes running into helicopter. There is a start, sort of the instinctive grab for weapons. Ringo reaching into his pockets, Pluto ducking behind one of the crates to hide. Coming through the door, a familiar face. A very tired face, breathing very hard, clearly having been sprinting some time. Your friend, your companion, and your fellow resistance member, Big L.
Oh fuck. Oh fuck, I gotta sit down.
I run to Big L and give him a hug.
Yeah, same thing. Absolutely.
Oh my god.
Are you okay?
Oh, I'm okay. Uh, the rat tribe. They're taking more members of the cat tribe. And Nightshade. Nightshade's been gone. I don't know. I don't know where she is. I can't find her anyway.
Nightshade was the scavenger, not Nightclaw, the leader.
Hey,
Sorry. It's not my.
Hey man,
They should never have done this, and I was a fool for using their sample names. I apologize.
can we redo that?
Everybody.
Hey, cut my fucking script, man.
My script. Do I have today's pages? What is this?
It says Nightshade. It does.
This is supposed to be a fucking professional game.
Sorry. Continue. My bad.
They
Just Nightshade is he. That's all I was saying.
they got Kinko.
Oh, what do you mean?
He's dead. We tried to help the apes, and we did, but it was too late. The Watchers came in a big Watcher that spit out other Watchers, and we tried to run. We were almost there, but we couldn't even get his body back.
That is truly heartbreaking to hear. If I remember correctly, he was pretty young, you know. Did he ever tell you anything about his people that we should tell him? Like, you know, did you ever make contact with the rabbit tribe? Maybe we can go there and tell them.
I don't think we know anybody there. But we
Yes.
should. We should go there.
We can try, but it's the rabbits are pretty fierce as well.
Hmm. I don't know. Kinko's gone. Nightshade's gone. It feels like it's all falling apart.
No, no, Gamma. This is
Yeah,
what happens.
this
They,
is war.
yeah, Big L. Big L's right. This is war. We escaped barely. Not even all of us escaped the massive explosions and death of the ape habitat. We can hear what's happening in the badger habitat right now. All of that is happening because we are making progress and we are being successful. And that's why the Watchers are lashing out. It is time now more than ever to steel ourselves. There will be more losses in the future, but I refuse to let them be for naught. Ginkgo didn't die for nothing. Haley wasn't taken for nothing. We will get justice for them. I instinctively reach out for another shot of moonshine and then immediately start hacking and coughing again, having forgotten how bad it was the first time.
Um,
Alrighty. Seems like a good spot to break. Like I said, make sure to consider what you all want to do for the next resistance turn. Resistance turn 4, I think it is, has been finished successfully. You have recruited, I believe, 2 new cells, one in the reptile tribe and one in ape tribe, giving you 2 cells in the reptile tribe. The badger's attempt to spread the word did not go so well, but at least no one was captured. We'll start next session by going over that. That will give you all the ability to decide where you want to send yourselves. Head to. You have, it sounds like, a couple of ideas, whether it's going to talk to the rabbits, let them know about Ginkgo, or head to the rat and or cat tribe, since your friend Big L has come bearing news of that particular conflict.
Hmm.